coach 48-30 victory over Texas A&M-Commerce and finally get the monkey off your back and get an NCAA playoff win. How does it feel?
Well, I've only had 2 games, so I guess I'm 500. I don't know there was a monkey on my back, but it feels good to win. We won against a great team, and they gave us fits. I mean, they were so well prepared. I thought our edge might have been the fact that they got, they had to waste a day traveling and that kind of deal. But Colby's a rising star in this coaching profession. I mean, for them to do what they've done in 3 years at Commerce and taking a program that was kind of dead in the water and put them, on the map and seriously on the map. They've done a great job. It's just been unbelievable. I thought not only well prepared, but I thought their kids played with a lot of class. Jason already told Coach that their personnel on defense was very classy, and that's important too. So they're playing the game the right way and playing it hard and doing great things. And the weather. Coach could give an excuse about the weather. And everyone in Michigan was like, Commerce has got to come to Michigan. Well, the last time Coach was up here, there's snow on the field at Ashland, and he was coaching at West Texas, and they went and beat Ashland there. So, just well prepared, and I'll give them a lot of credit.
Tony, can you talk about what you did at halftime, what you talked about, what the mood was like, and what sort of adjustments you made in the second half?
Well, I have like 5 pair of pants on. I went to the bathroom, so that took 30 to 40. No, I'm just kidding. We didn't talk a lot. I said we were lucky to be that close. Colby's dad does the special teams for him, and I know an old Texas coach. He's been coaching for 40 years. I knew a guy would be prepared for a fake punt. At the time, I was just kind of hoping we could get that fake punt. So then they had a short field with little over 3 minutes to go, and that stopped there, and then they missed the field goal right before half. I just felt lucky after that happened to be only down 3. And we didn't talk a little bit. All we do is talk about, from an offensive standpoint, what can we do to them? What potentially vulnerabilities may they have in their defense. The kids kind of give us a lot of information. The defense kind of talked about just keeping the ball in front. They've got great athletes. Those receivers are great athletes, and so just keep the ball in front. I thought that they caught us a little bit with their run game. The backs are great, and they squirted through a couple times and got big yards. And I'm like, you guys are just a half a step away from making that play at the line of scrimmage. And so that's kind of really the only things we talked about. And just to stay composed and try to, they took the ball to start the game, and we knew we were going to get the ball the first possession, third quarter, and we got a short field on a good return by Jake Lampman and able to put it in.
I know there's no monkey, but to be able to get a win after you had similar situation, the weather was sort of similar last year. Just what does that mean for you guys?
Well, it's I was just teasing on the monkey thing, but it's everyone's good. So everybody that makes the playoffs is good. So to get a playoff win, it's just like winning against one of the best teams in your league on a regular, and it's always hard to do. This year we've got 3 or 4 teams in the GLIAC that were far above the others record-wise. Hard to beat those teams. Just like in the Lone Star Conference, there's 3 guys, 3 or 4 teams that you win and you feel like, whew. So yeah, I feel relieved. If that monkey's sitting there, knock the thing off. I am happy we got a W, and I'm happy for our kids that we get to move on.
Ryan Zook, Big Rapids Pioneer. Biggest game of the season for Jahan Brown. Did you guys kind of game plan to utilize him more coming into this game?
No, it's all about just take what we think we can get. And we tried to grind them a little bit. They were stout. Their D-line was stout. Tried to grind them a little bit. And finally, towards the latter part of the game, coaches played a lot of players. They had 7 home games, and he's played a lot of players because at home you have more players at home to play. And so all of a sudden they had to, obviously get a playoff roster of 58. And, we had hoped that that might be a factor in just kind of wearing on some bodies. That's just the NCAA rule that they can only travel with 58. So we had hoped that we could grind them and try to do that at the end, and we just finally, got loose. Jahan's been good all year, but there's times people set their box to force us to throw the ball downfield.
You guys found out last year against Ohio Dominican, and Ashland just found out against Grand Valley State this year. It's hard to beat a team twice in the same season. What's the message to the team? I know you guys took care of them, a big win against them the first game of the season, but how much difficult is it going to be next week?
Oh, let's think about the W here today. It's awesome for West Michigan. Happy for Coach Mitchell, for Grand Valley to come back and do the things they've done this year. I'm happy for them. I'm pleased that, I like Ashland, but, I'm all about Michigan, and, I know a lot of their players. So I'm proud that we get to play Grand Valley. And so, you can say what you want about the second game, that kind of deal, I don't know if that makes much of a factor. We're not going to get those points back that we scored there. They're obviously going to have a good mindset on defending us a little bit more than they did last time. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a fun Saturday afternoon. I'm happy for them. I'm pleased that Grand Valley won, and I'm pleased that we get to see them next Saturday.
After that, on the first punt, that snap over punter's head, what did you want to go for? What was the decision behind going for the fake punt on the second time around?
Oh, I already kind of explained that. I was just hoping that we could catch them before half, and we're ahead, they were ahead by 3. They blocked an extra point, took it for 2, and we snapped it over the punter's head. First, Jake Allen's been an awesome long snapper for us this year, and so it's his first big mistake. It's a mistake, but he's been great for us. So be it. And then the ball kind of was at the 1 when Trevor kicked it out, and so they got the ball on the 1. Whereas if he kicked it out when the ball was in the end zone, then it would have been a safety. So that was 9 points right there, and so it was tough. Tough sledding. Like Coach said, the special teams were really where most of the mistakes were made. But it happens, and it happens in big games, throughout college football.
All right, Coach, thank you. Congratulations on the victory.
Thank you.
Next, we'll hear from senior quarterback Jason Vander Laan. A big day for you, 48-30 victory over the Texas A&M-Commerce Lions, and your thoughts on your first career playoff win.
Yeah, it's nice to get that win. We would be lying to ourselves if we said we haven't, continually thought about that loss last year against ODU in the playoffs. And it's just kind of been lingering over us. And if we didn't come out here and play well and get a win today, it would have been devastating. So it's awesome to get that first win. Horrible conditions. We're usually not playing in that, but fortunately, we practice outside all spring ball, and even sometimes this week it's cold and stuff, so we're used to it. And the team played great, held on to the ball, and it was just a great team win.
Jason, take us into the locker room at halftime. You guys very seldom ever trail, let alone at halftime. What was the move? What did you talk about?
Yeah, I think this year we got 17 seniors on our squad and got just a lot of maturity. It was very calm and relaxed, and nobody's, overreacting or freaking out. And we all knew we got the ball first to start the second half, and I ended up working out really well with a good return. But our mindsets, this first drive in the second half is huge. Got to score, get ourselves back up, and have the wind at our back. And we really just talked about, what was working well for us. It was fortunate that they got that ball at the 1 yard line and scored. So really, we're thinking to ourselves, we're still, we're playing like we are better. We just got to come out there and prove it, and not have any little mistakes. So we were collected. It was good. Nobody's overreacting, and you talked about what the adjustments we needed to make, and came out and made them. Also, one of the highlights of the game was when I punted the ball, because Coach never. I'm surprised he let me punt. We put that back in this week, and all last year he's always just complaining because I had like one bad punt or something on a windy day, and it was like 10 yards out. It was good.
Did you punt?
So I'm glad I got my punt back in the game.
You punted in high school?
Yeah, I punted in high school, even though he doesn't believe me. I was a pretty good punter in high school.
Did you ever get it down on one?
I don't know. I was happy. I was really happy. I'm gonna be honest. Usually I'm not too happy on fourth down, but I came off smiling a little bit.
What was it like with the conditions? How much did that change the game for you guys?
I think it affects you more warming up and when you're on the sidelines than when you're in the game. And I think that, goes to any athlete who's ever played football. When you're on the field and you got the other team lining up against you and you're warming up, or like you're playing on the game, you don't really focus on it or worry about it. It's more just that warm-ups. It's kind of like that factor that it's going to be cold, and on the sideline you think you're going to be cold, but once the game gets rolling, it really doesn't affect you. And I'm surprised how much it didn't affect me. The snow on the ground, they plowed it off for us. Wasn't too bad. Sometimes it gets caught in your cleats, but both teams got to deal with the same elements. So I think we went out there and we had a good mindset, and I'm just happy we held on the ball and didn't have any turnovers, so it was good.
You've never lost to Grand Valley, and you get another shot at them. What's it mean for you to be able to play them?
Yeah, that's going to be a huge game. As if there's not enough excitement and hype during the regular season when we play each other, just being rivals and being an hour away from each other. Now that it's the playoff game, they've been playing a lot better since we played them. Kind of handed it to them in the beginning of the year, but playing the same team twice in the season's hard, as it's all last year with ODU. So we just got to come out here with a great mindset and have a great week of practice. It's going to be an awesome game. We're all looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. We love playing those guys. I know they love playing us, so I'm looking forward to it.
Brady, interception return for a touchdown in today's game kind of turned the tides and put the game away at that point. Take us through that play.
It was a play-action play. I kind of got sucked up on the run, and then I just checked the number one wide receiver, and then next thing you knew, the ball was coming out to me, and I had some green grass in front of me. I really didn't think about the ball coming to me, and then it was just in my hand, and then I just took it all the way.
All season, you guys have had someone different. It seems like every game step up and make a big play on defense. Today, you were one of the guys. Talk about this defensive group and this core.
Yeah, really, any one of us could be up here right now. From the D-line to the rest of the linebackers and the DBs, everyone was making plays today, and it felt really good. Very, very good team win. Yeah.
Taking on Grand Valley, second time this season. Your thoughts on renewing the rivalry one more time, this time in the NCAA playoffs?
It's a rivalry, but basically we just gotta, learn from what we did last time against them. We had a little bit of some mistakes, They had some big plays on us. Once we just eliminated those big plays, that's when we turned it on. So we're gonna look at film. We're gonna, look what we did against them last time and make some adjustments.